Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. Cheetahs versus Lions is the order of the day. I didn't even see what's happened with the Creek versus the Bulls. I'm assuming the Bulls won. I saw, I think, 37-24, but it's been a very, very hectic day on my side, so I haven't actually had much chance to sort of get into it and see exactly what's plotting with the Currie Cup. But tonight, all eyes are in Bloemfontein. It is the Cheetahs versus the Lions, a Lions side, very young Lions side, very inexperienced side. And the question is, can they go and get a result tonight? Because we as a Lions supporter, we can't afford not to at the end of the day. You know, this could be it, really. And having those late changes to the team, and we'll go through them and what they are, is probably the last thing we really needed, given the season that we've had. But we're going to have to try and sort of make do. So just early on, we've got a poll in the comments. Please go and vote. Let me know who you think is going to win tonight. We'll go through the teams in a bit. Kickoff is scheduled to get underway in 5 minutes' time. So we'll go through the teams and talk about some score predictions, stuff like that. Who are you backing? Where are we sitting on the fence here? Who do we want to win? But before we look at the team, stuff like that, as you can see, tonight's show is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped are the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Champions of the world, Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They have just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. I have it in my hand over here. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with its exclusive offer for you, the Forever Sports fans. 20% off and free shipping with the code FOREVER at manscaped.com. They have just launched in South Africa, but you can get worldwide shipping. They're all over the world. Free shipping and 20% off with the code FOREVER. So if you're looking at the Lawnmower 4.0, you might ask, what will it bring me? Well, imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed and optimized trimmer that makes shaving time your favorite time in the bathroom. I'm one of the first people to try the new 4.0, and I must say I'm very, very impressed with the quality, the build, and the various features that it has with you. Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimming by focusing on intelligent functionality and incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. Cutting edge, but not cutting you is the motto here. This upgraded trimmer includes a multi-function on and off that can engage a travel lock, so no issues at the airport. It also gives you the ability to run a 4000K LED spotlight on and off whenever you need the precision shave. They've got another LED to make sure you can see what's going on down there. The Lawnmower 4.0 even allows you to customize your trim through additional guard length, sizes 1 to 4. We're talking about the length of your hair as opposed to the size of what you are trimming itself. You've been shaving with the same nut trim on your face. You've been doing it wrong. No person wants to end up with pubes in their mouth. So it's time to get your own ball hair and body trimmer with Manscaped to make me time the best time. Once again, 20% off and free shipping all around the world with the code FOREVER at manscaped.com. Please do go and support them. They are supporting us, and we really do appreciate them backing us down here. Right, the players are coming onto the field. So we'll have a look at the two teams which we'll take to the field. A couple of late changes for the Lions, but we'll start with the Cheetahs side. Right, so for the home side, as Ruan Pienaar leads them out, at the back, it will be Clayton Blommetjies, the ever-present Clayton Blommetjies, very, very dangerous on counter-attack, very, very good player, very experienced. 2 new wings in the side for the Cheetahs in Craig Barry and Malcolm Yar. The center pairing of David Brits and Sia Masuku will continue, though. Ruan Pienaar is partnered with Reynard Fortuin in the halfback combination. The loose forwards, there's no Jean-De Rudolph this week, and Aiden Davis, Jacques Porkita will come in, and Junior Pokamela shifts over to the number 6. The 2 locks for the Cheetahs are Renier Bernardo and Jean Drosti. Your front row for the Cheetahs are Aranis Kutsia, Marius van der Merwe, and Cameron Dawson. Then off the bench for the Cheetahs, we'll look out for the likes of Louis van der Westhuizen, Aluluso Sakweni, who's been playing quite a lot. He's had a couple of chances to start, as well as Henkes van Wyk. The rest of the scrum, they've actually gone with a 6-2 split. Both sides have a 6-2 split this evening. Victor Sikete, Andisa Nsile, and Matlali Mosi will be the front, the rest of the forwards for the Cheetahs. Tian May and Chris Smith will be the 2 backline replacements for the home side. For the away side, a couple of late changes, and the first one we'll talk about is Fred Zeilinger is in at full back. Wasn't supposed to be on the bench, but the Lions also being forced to go with a 6-2 split due to a couple of medical precautions. So Steven Pienaar, Ras Bakwana are your 2 wings. Wanasima Similani is partnered by captain tonight, Berger Odendaal. Jordan Henderson and Andre Warner continue their halfback combination. Ruan Strauly has shifted to the number 8 tonight. Emmanuel Chituka has come into the starting lineup in place of Franco Horn, who is not available. Sibasiso Sangweni starts the number 6. The two locks, Ruben Schoolman, Reinhard Northnachel, they've played a lot of rugby together and are becoming quite an important part of the Lions side. Lions front row tonight is Ruan Dreyer, Jakob Asaki, and Steve Sitole. Off the bench, 6-2 split, some very young faces on the bench. PJ Buerta, Nathan Mabeth, Carly Sadi is the reserve front row. The Lions playing left to right. We're moments away from kickoff. And then Lunga and Kubi, Mark Neyman, Travis Gordon, Ross Kinnear, and Henk van Beek is the rest of the Lions bench. And there goes the whistle. So the timer is on, and we are away in the Toyota Stadium as Jordan Henderson goes towards the right. There's a solid take by Drosty off the bat. Right, so your last chances. Who's taking the game? Who's taking the game? Who are you backing? What would you like to see out of tonight's game? Let me know down in the comments. Clayton Blomike's early brought in. We'll bring in the clearance there. Doesn't find touch straight down the throat of Jordan Hendrickson. He goes inside, way over, in fact, to Fred Zalinger. And Simelani's going to have to try and clean up and try and get out there. We're out of trouble. Very, very poor pass early on from Jordan Hendrickson, putting Fred Zalinger under a lot of pressure. First carry of the day for Manuel Tuka. His brother Vincent out for a couple of weeks with a knee injury. Jordan Hendrickson goes to the boot, putting it high in the air for two players to chase. And Fortain knocks it on. Taken out in the air is the decision. So just a penalty there from the Cheetahs. Right, Craig Dungeon saying, my heart says Lions, but head says Cheetahs. Contender saying, imagine seeing Fred Zalinger at 10 or 15 for the box. Very unlikely. No, it will never happen. Cheetahs today for me. I think Fred Zalinger barely gets into the Lions starting lineup these days. Solid line went. A very good kick there from the Cheetahs. So they're right inside the 22. Ruan Pina takes it out there. No more. Renan Fortain. It's a solid carry by him. Big hit from Sibasiso Sangweni. The Cheetahs inside the 22. Quick ball for Pina. Minus on the Merva. It's a nice carry by him. Manuel Tuka trying to slow that ball down at the ruck. The Cheetahs up to the 5-meter line. It's a good start. Junior Pocamela now puts his head down. Clayton Blomike is now hitting the line hard. Masuko, it's a nice carry by him. Bit of a counter rack here coming in from the Lions, but illegally so. Not rolling is the call. It's against Ruan Strali. There's another penalty here from the Cheetahs. Now, what do they do? It's very, very kickable. So we could have an early indication of what the plan is from the Bulls, from the Cheetahs tonight. So yeah, once again, Pino will go for the line. Right, so another chance here from the Cheetahs. They're on the 5 meters, so a nice win will give them a nice platform to try and score some early points here. It's a good take. Cheetahs going forward here. Counter shove coming here from the Lions. The Cheetahs now going a little bit lateral. They'll probably be told to use it. Now going backwards. Once van der Merwe breaks, runs straight into Jakob Asaki. He has to pop it up. They go to the side there. Yeah, gets driven inside, but he pops it back in. It's a bit of backwards ball here from the Cheetahs. Now Renan Fortain goes wide. Masuku cuts back inside towards the blind side. Runs to a bit of traffic. Lost a few meters now, have the Cheetahs. That's a much better run there from Jacques Porky to getting over the gain line. Pinot going to Pocamela. Better here from the Cheetahs. Pick up and go. And he's lost it forward from Van der Merwe, so the Lions have got the ball. Well, they put Stian Pino under a lot of pressure, so I'm sure they'll go back for the line, for the knock-on. They will. Very nice defense there from the Lions, getting themselves out of trouble. And a bit of pressure. And it's Van der Merwe, the man who knocks it on in contact, sort of just picked up and went. So early onslaught there from the Cheetahs, but the Lions doing well to sort of just sort of ride the pressure a bit early on. Hannah says good win for the Bulls. Yeah, I must actually check out what the score was there. Unfortunately, I was in a meeting for the last couple of hours, so I missed the Bulls game completely. So I have to go catch up on that. The clock is currently off. A couple of running repairs on the Cheetah side. Right, shall we go? First scrum of the day. 56-30. That's a big win for the Bulls. Right, front row weights. The Cheetahs are heavier by 14 kgs. So this is an important platform from both sides to try and get a decent first hit and to try and put the other side under a bit of pressure early on. And we'll have a reset just for a blooming surprise. Let me know where you're watching from, who you're backing tonight. How's the week been? It's Wednesday, so it's not the best sort of rugby day to watch, but yeah, I suppose you can't really complain too much about a bit of midweek action. It's gone straight down, so we'll have another reset here. And then like a couple of resets to really bring the game to a bit of a standstill early on. Right, so reset number 3. Here we go. Let's see if we can actually try and finally get a bit of a scrum going. And it's Andrea stood straight up, so we're going to have another reset. Oh, what a waste. Yeah, time off now because we wasted almost 2 minutes there, scrum time. Really frustrates you to scrum resets. They need to try and sort of sort this out because, and I enjoyed the fact that the clock would stop during the I think it was the preparation series where they had the clock which would stop as soon as you have a reset because we do lose far too much time. We talk about ball and play and the fact I think during the second test or the third test in the British and Irish Lions, ball and play was like 28 minutes out of the 80, and they're talking about how they can try and find ways to reduce that, and they're saying that scrums are a big issue. Andreas completely collapsed underneath there and conceded a penalty. So that's another big opportunity for the Cheetahs. Andrea didn't look settled there at all. I think it's actually against Dieter Tolle, but the entire Lions front row is completely buckled under pressure. And all of a sudden, there we go. After a couple of attempts, the Cheetahs will take the points this time. Straight through the middle, as you'd expect from Ruan Pienaar. So the Cheetahs put on the first points of the board after almost 7 minutes. But it was a slow start here from the men from Johannesburg, and they wouldn't have won. If there's one thing they would have thought that they could have matched the Cheetahs up, it's the front row and the tight five. It's the tight five is pretty close to being their best tight five from the Lions. You probably just put in Cardi Sadi ahead of Andrea. So not a good open up there. So Hendrickson goes very, very long with his kickoff, and Ruan Pienaar is right up against the touchline, has all the time in the world to try and find a decent touch finder, which he does up on the 10-meter line. Probably a little bit deep there from Jordan Hendrickson. So it's not the best start yet from the Lions. The Lions need a couple of X-Factor players and new coaches. Yeah, I think the Lions needed quite a few things, to be honest. Right, so first Lions line up, they go towards the back. It's a solid take by North Nachel, and it's not straight. I mean, really? I think that's a bit of a harsh call for not straight, to be honest. It didn't look very, very skewed. So just when we thought we might actually get a bit of game time in this game, we have another scrum. We've had 8 minutes. We spent at least 3 of them scrum time. So you talk about ball and play. Right, so another scrum here. As I said, we're hedging the 10-minute mark, and I think we've had ball and play for probably about half that. Andre has once again gone down on his side. It's available at the back for the Cheetahs, so they can use it. Pino goes to Fortain, goes to Masuku, goes out wide, left Blommetjies. Starts to cut inside Blommetjies. He's wrapped up by Similane. Still inside their own half for the Cheetahs. Running through their hands. It's a very long pass out there. Now Yar's got a bit of space. Cuts inside. Oh, that's very good handling. Inside ball. This will be a try for the Cheetahs. Brilliant handling, and the Cheetahs are over. It's Ruan Pino. Far, far, far too easy. They went left, and they had all of the space in the world. A fantastic pass on by Masuka. And then it's a brilliant piece of individual handling. Really good support play. Inside ball to Ruan Pino. The Cheetahs are over, and the start from the Lions, which hasn't been good, only gets worse. Yeah, it's that kind of pass from Masuku, creating a 2-on-1 out to Malcolm Yard, cuts inside, sucks in 2 defenders, gets the ball out to Davis. Davis stakes with him, gives it to Marnus van der Merwe. Then he gives inside to Ruan Pino. He's got the pace, and he breezes through without being touched. 8-0 early on. Horror start from the men from Johannesburg. Straight, almost pretty much in front there from Pino, so he goes straight over the top. No issues there. Extends a 10-0 lead in the first 10 minutes. Henderson going quite deep once again, not really making it particularly contestable. Jacques Porchito has a decent run at it, gets up to the 22. Ball pops to the side, so a bit of pressure for Ruan Pino. He goes to Masuku, then goes to the boot. That's a fantastic kick. He finds touch inside the Lions' half. That's the perfect touch find from the Cheetahs. So it was almost a bit messy, but it's a really good result. They've driven the Lions back all the way to the halfway line on the right-hand side. And the Lions will resume with a set piece, and they need to try and hit back and get some. They have to just get their hands on the ball here. They've hardly touched it in the opening stages. This time the line is good from Sasaki. Ruan Charlie's man taking it. It's come down, but no advantage here from the Lions. So they have to try and use it. Fasaki digs and eventually comes away with it. And it's been snatched out by Pokamela again. So the Lions just can't do anything right at the moment. Now Fortain straight down the middle. He needs support. He's got the support outside to Malcolm Yar. Yar's got somebody outside. He's got David Brits. DMP doesn't have the pace. And I think he scored it. That looks very good. Try awarded. Dismal from the Lions. Atrocious. The maul goes down. Fasaki trying to get it out. First thing he goes down. Junior Pokamela is on like a flash. Grabs it, comes back. They run their hands. There's an overlap already. And it's so easy. They've just scored 2 tries. And they've hardly been touched. They're going to check the ground here. I think it's a fantastic finish. So Brits goes up. High. Yeah, that's a perfect finish. No issues there. Fantastic finish by David Brits. Horrible rugby so far from the Lions. Martinez says the Lions supporter, but my team is nowhere at the moment. Absolutely nowhere. But to be honest, if it's going to take this to try and actually force this union to make changes, then it's probably not the worst thing, because we cannot be sitting there going into the rugby championship like this. And I understand that there have been lots and lots of issues. There are lots of players who are not available. The fact that 3 players had to drop out today, which included Jaco Creel, Franco Horn, and Duncan Matthews, one of the best players last weekend. But there's just no structure. There's no system. There's no plan in place. There doesn't seem to be any sort of, anything that's really going on. So it's just so frustrating. And the Lions just they literally haven't had their hands on the ball. So it's once again quite deep from Hendrickson, and the Cheetahs looking to run it. Eventually, Clayton Blommetjies goes to the boot, and you'll find, it's the same exit play every single time. It's 1 or 2 phases, run to the other Clayton Blommetjies, and boom, up to the halfway line. They've done it 3 times in a row, and there hasn't been any sort of change from the Lions. They're now back inside their own half once again. We've had 2 lineouts, 1 was skew, 3 scrums. Haven't looked good in any of them. It's been good from the Cheetahs, but it's been very, very easy going in the first 40 minutes from the home side. They haven't had to work particularly hard for these tries. And I think that's probably the most frustrating thing. It's a messy lineup, but it is eventually one back from the Lions on the floor. So no more anything like that, but it's available for Andre Warner to use. And the first thing they're going to do is kick the possession away, apparently. Yep, we're going to kick it nice and deep. Rasmussen is after it. He wins it back, and Gwenny has burst onto it. He's still going as Gwenny, almost up to the to the try line. And Australia is over. Well, there we go. Apparently, it only takes a couple of chats. I said this in my preview, that these 2 sides are not particularly good defenders, and we will see a lot of points. Well, the Lions have just had their first sort of spell of a minute's possession, and the first kick, look, I'll take it back. Really, really good chase from Rasmussen, who won the ball back. Fantastic run by Sibasiso and Gwenny. Had all the power in the world. And Rudolph Australia, first ruck, jumps up, picks up and goes, and gets over without any issues. Brilliant. Boom. Cheers, Clayton Blommetjies. Eventually brought down by Fortin. The supporters there. Rudolph Australia goes up against 2 players. Aiden Davis goes far too low. And boom, there we go. The Lions hit back. Lions terrible team this year, not particularly good form. Fresh start. Look, to be fair, I think that there's quite a few issues on a lot of teams at the moment. I think the Lions, and I think to a certain degree the Western Province, are 2 unions which don't seem to be acting like particularly big unions, and the results are starting to show on the field. Honestly, Lions have a young team, no excuse, finally got over the line. They do have a young team. It is a very young team, but you can't go into the United Rugby Championship and then say, we've got a young team, guys, so, just be easy on us and just don't judge us. You've got a young team. As the executive, your responsibility is to put in a good side up in there. And even if it's a young team, you've got to complement that young team with the right players. So the first restart from the Cheetahs goes to Fred Zelinger, who's in the fullback position today. And he asks Emmanuel Tuka to carry it up, gets away from one, is eventually brought down, created a bit of an angle. Warner will probably go back now to Jordan Henderson, who's got it's Fred Zelinger. And Zelinger finds touch, but about halfway between the 22 and the 10 meters. Not bad exit play. I'm surprised they didn't use Jordan Henderson's boot, who is bigger than Zelinger. The conversion was unsuccessful right up against the touchline, so it remains a 10-points margin. Put down from the Cheetahs. It's going straight down. The ball's popped out. It's available. Ruben Schoeman has turned it over. Right, so maybe a bit of a change of momentum here. A couple of the balls now falling the side of the Lions. Quick ball here from Hendrickson. Goes to Stian Pienaar, who brings in one to see the Similani now. He's always exciting. Gets the ball away from Fred Zelinger. Gets away from us. McLaren is away. McLaren is away. Has he got the pace? Well, he's got the pace. There's nobody even near, and the Lions are over. And just as easy as it was for the Cheetahs to go over, the Lions have hit back with their second. And this is basically a blooming game of touch rugby. Well, I said in my preview that these sides just don't enjoy defending, and they just don't tackle. And you can see here, one team similar sucks in one. McFarlane's got the pace to get away from Blommetjies, and then there's nobody at home. Nobody even gets anywhere near him. Malkanyar eventually comes into prevent him coming inside, but the damage was already done. And well, we've already seen 4 tries in the first 20 minutes. And there'll be another pretty challenging kick for Jordan Hendricks out on the touchline. Yeah, and he's missed that kick as well. Both pretty close kicks there from Jordan Henderson, missing the 2, so there's still 5 points deficit. But 2 tries apiece, and look, as I said, this game's still very open. I mean, I'd love to see how many tackles that have actually been made here. Yeah, serious pace from McClana there. He is one of the fastest wings in the country, and he definitely still showed that there. Clayton Blommetjies making it quite contestable going down the middle, and it's a bit messy, but it's eventually one back from North Narkel. He makes a strong carry up to the 10-meter line. Warner goes to Sangweni, steps inside of 1, gets up, takes another 2, and never released. There was, penalty from the Lions. So after all the sort of early onslaught from the Cheetahs, the Lions suddenly winning a couple of penalties and getting a bit of momentum. So it's much better from the Joburg side. Craig Moore says, Lions get in. Spontaneous Bar says, let's go Cheetahs. I trust the boys Cheetahs will bounce back. I think this game is going to ebb and flow a lot tonight. I think it's going to be a very, very high-scoring game. I think it's going to be quite open. And, look, I mean, if the first 25 minutes or so is anything to go by, the first 20 minutes, we're going to see lots and lots of points tonight. But the Lions find themselves right up in the... I mean, that's a fantastic kick from Jordan Henderson, right up on the 5-meter line. So after the first penalty conceded from the Cheetahs, they're now defending on their 5-meter line. If they concede a try, the Lions will pull level, and if they can get the conversion, they can actually go ahead. They've got Ruben Skuman at the front of the line. Here comes the first maul. They're going towards the touchline, so Asaki will have to use it. He does. Goes himself, Asaki, and once again, just no one's keen on tackling him. Asaki's over. This is unreal. I mean, 30 points, 21 minutes, and nobody just fancies tackling anything at the moment. I mean, if Asaki had to use, they were being driven towards the touchline, and nobody even looked like they wanted to touch him. And the Lions, after being 15-0 down after what, about 12 minutes, are 1 try away from a bonus point. See, he sucks in for 10, keeps it in 2 as he goes himself. Pocamela reacts far, far too late, and no one's stopping him from 2 or 3 meters out. Well, yeah, that's the situation. Jordan Henderson will now kick for the lead. Yeah, much better from Jordan Henderson. Straight down the middle, and the Lions are in the lead, 17-15 after 22 minutes. Jenny Boy said, I don't want to say good luck, but since I've turned on, we scored 3 tries. Well, you can't have been watching for too long. When I was at school, Free State beat the All Blacks 15-10. Mike Hammer, I think you're showing your age there more than anything else. Well, I mean, what an opening period. And if anything, as much as I enjoy a high-scoring game, we probably need to just calm things down a little bit. Stian Pienaar, that's a nice take from him. They know the safety 22 to the Lions. Warner brings in Sangweni. And will now go to the boot himself. Can't touch, so he'll have to be competitive. Now Blommetjies, what can he do? Runs in Stian Pienaar. Oh, and this offload doesn't go to hands, so Ruan Strali, sorry, Andre Warner picks up a go. So the Lions have turned the ball over. And we'll go back for the original knock-on from the Cheetahs. So we'll have another scrum. So this is what I'm saying. The momentum seems to have shifted slightly, and the Cheetahs, who couldn't do a thing wrong in the first sort of 15 minutes, now also, much like the Lions, can't seem to do a thing right. Dave Nomicki's probably putting a pass in that wasn't on, trying to get his hands through the tackle and bring in Fortain, but Fortain was never really in a position to take that, so not too surprised that he's knocked it on. But the scrums have looked pretty good for the Cheetahs so far. Possession, 58% for the Cheetahs, 42% for the Lions. That's changed quite a lot in the last sort of 5 to 10 minutes. About 1976, Randall Ockman says the Bulls demolished the Griquas. Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but I predicted that they would. I think they would respond quite well from their loss on the weekend. So Mike Harris says the Cheetahs beat the All Blacks in 1976. as Spontaneous Pass says, that was a long time ago, 20 years before I was born. So the fourth reset scrum. Not a lot of continuity in this game at the moment. It's literally as soon as we do get a couple of phases, we get a try. That's a much better scrum from the Lions, and it's a penalty to the Cheetahs. I reckon so. The penalties against Issa Tole for changing the angle, but they definitely had the run on the Cheetahs there, so they'll be frustrated at that one. I mean, I never know what's going on at scrum time. Apparently, Chase's angle there was a big scrum from the Lions, and Ruan Pino will point to the polls, which I think is a bit of a strange decision, given the fact that I think that this will be quite a high-scoring game. But he wants to try and regain the lead, so that's the tactic. Mike Harris says I went back to the hospital and even saw myself on TV. Right, so Ruan Pino from the left-hand side, about the 10-meter line. It's pretty straightforward from him. He's watching it, and it goes straight down the middle. So a 1-point game, 18-17, keeping the scoreboard ticking. Sorry. Sometimes the sub counter takes a bit long to sort of kick in. So thank you for subscribing. I think it has updated now. Yeah, there we go. So please, if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. Trying to push to 5,500 subscribers. Good take out the air by Josh T there. And they've been told to use the Cheetahs. It breaks ahead for Aiden Davis. Fontaine's not a good kick. You can see he was very upset with himself as he hit it. Came straight off the side of his boot. And comes off the left straight into the touchline. Very nice take at the back line for Chatuka. They use it quickly to Sanguini, and Stian Pino puts his head down and runs up. He's met by Pokameda and Fortain, but quick ball for Ruben Skuman. And that's blooming gone forward there from Ruan Strali. So looking good for the Lions, trying to get past the gain line, but Strali has knocked it on. Raises his hand, apology. Why doesn't the Cheetahs and Lions, assuming become one team, they'll be so powerful? No, we tried that once. A lot of issues there when we had the Cats. So I don't think we'll be going down that route once again. Well, so there's a much better scrum from the Lions, even if they did concede a penalty the last time. So Steve Satori reckons they'll probably have his man here. Now just needs to make sure that when he does win the bit of dominance, he goes through straight and doesn't change the angle. It's a very solid scrum, very solid scrum. It usually go down the blind side to the Cheetahs, play from Blommetjie. Gets inside. Andrew Warner is still going as Blommetjie. He's hunted down by Ruan Strowley. He's got them almost up to the halfway line. Ruan Pino, it's a penalty advantage for playing the scrum half, which is pretty poor. Cross kick comes in from Malcolm Yar, but it will be too far from Renan Forte. So they'll go back for the penalty. And that's a really stupid penalty to concede. Slowing the down is the call, so the Lions have allowed the Cheetahs a chance to try and kick themselves. It's Ruan Strowley did all the good work to hunt him down and bring him down. So we'll take him on the halfway line, right up towards the touchline. We'll try and find a decent touch finder. It looks pretty decent. He's found touch on the 22. Yeah, it's hands in the ruck here from Ruan Strowley. It's pretty poor. He should know better than that. The son of Rudolph Strowley. Lots expected from him. So the Cheetahs now on the 22. The Lions looking at they want to try and contest. And they do, but they miss out. And they use it quickly to the Cheetahs. It goes to Masuka in the midfield. Good tackle by Chituka. Distance to Bernardo. Driven back by Ruan Drea. Fortain is driven back now. Basangweni. Solid defense from the Lions. They force the Cheetahs outside the 22 now. And good defense again. So the Cheetahs not getting too much go forward ball here. Blommetjie is now trying to open up a bit of space. Masuka ran straight into Jordan Hendrickson. Once again wrapped up. And it's another advantage. You know, after all that good defense, they go and concede a blooming penalty advantage. And Simelani has ripped the ball in the tackle. He would have been away, but they were playing an advantage. Well, it's a dangerous tackle, and he's been sent off here, Hasangweni. So Marius van der Westhuizen, as usual, has to make sure he has a bit of an influence on the game. Says it's a very dangerous tackle at high speed, no attempt to wrap. I don't even really remember seeing it. So we'll go back and have to look at the replay here. And the Cheetahs, the first thing they've done is gone to the corner. So they want to try and get all the points. And Granny will spend 10 minutes in the bin. Yeah, I can see he doesn't manage to get his arms up there. So no wrapping, going quite low. Grass cutter is the call. And Davis, the receiver at the lineout, not going anywhere so far as the Moor. All the players starting to pile in. And they go over, but I think it's been held up here by Warner. And it's been held up. That's good defense there by Warner. Yeah, they give cards away very quickly. Happened in Bulls game 2. You see, now that's the thing. I was going to talk about. I was going to ask. I was going to say, I bet you there was a yellow card in the Bulls game and the Greek Quiz game. So I think you're there just verify the fact. Was there one card? Two? In fact, I remember I saw there was one card. Yeah, was the only one card? There are so many cards in all the games at the moment. This is still a problem in rugby. Wild body collision rather than standard tackling. It's basic skill they teach at school. Yeah, and it's becoming a problem in terms of trying to counter people who are carrying lower and lower. So you're trying to get now even lower, but the problem is you have to make an attempt to wrap. So it's a very, very thin line in terms of wrapping and not wrapping. But you've got to try and make sure if you go nice and low, to try and either lead with your arm or make sure your arm comes around. Chase Pay says, Sangini wants a grass cutter. My suggest the lawnmower 4.0. Oh, there we go. Manscaped.com, 20% and free shipping if you use the code FOREVER. So we'll have a scrum here after some very good Maul defense there from the Lions. The Maul broke through, but Warner did well to get his hands on the ball and get carried over the line, holding it up. So that'll eat him to the time with a yellow card as well. Sangweni will probably be off for the rest of the first half, so we'll only see him in the second half. Lions scrum struggle to understand it. I don't really rate Ruandre. I think that's probably the first issue. I think Cardi Sari's on. It's a whole different story. Because Ruandre seems to be all the issues here. Cease Tory was penalised once, but he was penalised whilst going forward. So it's a very solid scrum. You're not really moving. Call comes to use it. They do use it. Nsuka once again as the carrot. Nice tackle on him from, I think it was Burger Undal. Now David Brits runs straight into Makwana and Similani. Pino goes to the back, cut a pass. Oh, that's surely knocked. Well, Barry almost knocked it down. I'm sure and Ruan Straudy's come straight through. I think it was Warner who was allowed to play and knocked it on in it. So there was almost a brilliant read from Warner. He managed to turn it on. The ball was out and he read it like a book, came straight through and tried to get his hands on it, but then knocked it on in the process. So decent defense here from the Lions. It was a really poor pass. Yeah, it was a good read from Warner, from Ruan Pienaar. There's definite daylight, so he's allowed to play it. I'm not quite sure what time is off for. So Ronald Katia is down, touching his shoulder. Time is back on. No, it's not. Bulls scored 20 points while having yellow cards. Maybe Lions will do the same. I hope so. Yeah, Sangweni still got 7.5 minutes. So I said we'll only see him in the second half. It was really good defense there from the Lions. A horrible pass out wide. So they can try and get weather the storm here, and if they can get to half time without conceding any points, that would be first prize. We'll even just try and keep the pressure up so the Cheetahs are forced to take a 3-pointer. The scrums so far have been very solid. Not much going either way. We saw one scrum where the Lions got a bit of dominance, but apparently illegally so. Bit of vicinity there from Andreas popped straight up. Now, see, I don't understand that, because when you look at that, for me, that looks like Iranis Kutsia is scrumming in as well. But apparently not. I don't understand scrums. That's the thing. You know, you look at Andreas popped up, and Iranis Kutsia, you talk about being on the angle, it's facing like 45 degrees, pretty much looking straight into the stands. So I don't really know what goes on at scrum time, to be honest. I think it's very, very 50-50. But the Cheetahs will now kick to the line. Going to the back line, Aiden Davis once again going to the Maul. It's gone down quite quickly there, so it's good Maul defense from the Lions. Been told to use it, all the Cheetahs. Port Kita carries it up. Now going on the blind side, they've got numbers. Masuku gets away from one. He's held up. He's held. He's now driven toward the touchline. It cuts inside. The Lions have turned it over. Very well played, your chaps. That's it. That's it. Warner now goes back to Jordan Henderson. Henderson will not find touch, I don't think. I don't think he's kicked that particularly well. So McClana is tearing after it. Forte cuts inside to Blomakis, and Similani makes a very important tackle. Plokamela now takes it in. So the Cheetahs still in the front foot after Henderson not managing to find touch. Blomakis quite flat, stepping away from one, bringing in Forte on the inside. They're inside the 22 now. Once again, another quick offload from the Cheetahs. Up to the 5 meter. Bernardo is wrapped up well by Hendrickson. Pretty desperate stuff here from the Lions, all because Hendrickson didn't find touch. Now Porkito once again. Oh, yeah, try time. Oh, is that not forward? Craig Barry's gone over. It's been awarded. It looked a bit forward on the angle. But you can see the numbers are coming in there. It all comes down to blooming Jordan Henderson, who didn't find touch after the perfect sort of turnover, under pressure, doesn't find touch. They're immediately back on. And it's just not the numbers. You can see the past couple of numbers inside here. Burger Windal comes off his line, creates the overlap. So easy as you like for Craig Barry. Goes in over the corners. The Cheetahs hit back. And the first substitution I'll make at halftime is bringing on Carly Sardi for Andrea, because the scrums are a nightmare at the moment. I'm guessing every game is like a final for the Lions. Yeah, it pretty much is. They can't really afford to lose any. Are you a Lions fan? I am indeed. Take Ruan off. Useless. Yeah, I'd also take off Andrea. Bring on Carly Sardi for that second half. And you can see a try like that is directed from the yellow card. You can see the one-man overlap. Burger Windal comes off his line, creating up all that space. Ruan Pino up towards the right touchline. Will not get that kick, so it will remain a 6-point lead. So with just under 3 minutes to go, just over 3 minutes to go, it's 37 on the clock now. Wait for it to catch up. So now the Lions, we've got 3 minutes. They pretty much just need to pretty much just hold on. Well, that's a contestable kick there from Henderson. It's bounced the way of Similane. It's a knock on from him, I think. So it's an advantage for the Cheetahs. Davis bounced off one. It'll be advantage over. Now the Cheetahs going wide. There's an overlap. There's an overlap. There's an overlap. As there would be. Pocamelo goes to Barry. Barry cuts inside. Wrapped up by Hendrickson. So the Cheetahs all the way back to 22 already, making this yellow card. Jock Porky surges through the middle. Sees a big gap ahead of him. Blomikis goes to Masuku, who knocks it forward. And that'll be a scrum down. So the Cheetahs looking very, very good there. But the knock on there from Masuku has given the Lions a bit of a escape card. Bit of miscommunication. There were two players there. I don't think Masuku was expecting it. And there's so much space for Jacques Porkita. Brett Zellinger makes a decent hit on him. And Clayton Blomikis, yeah, so you can see he was 50-50 pass. They probably shouldn't have gone to Masuku. Wasn't expecting it at all. So the Lions will now have a scrum down with 90 seconds on the clock and just need to try and get to half time, really. If you can get to half time with a 6-point deficit after being 15-0 down, I'll take it. I'll take it. Anyone else says Lions need to win, otherwise they're out. Yeah. Look, I mean, it all depends on the results going their way, but for all intents and purposes, this is a pretty much do or die game for the Lions. Funny enough, if they win this game, they actually go into the top 4 with the Western Province to play this weekend. But the Lions have got the Bulls on Saturday, so it's a massive game. And if they can't get a couple of players back, I mean, in this team right now, there's no Vince Suzuka, there's no Franco Horn, there's no Jaco Creel, there's no MJ Pulsar, there's no Duncan Matthews, there's no EW Fayern, there's no who else is missing? I don't even know where Dan Creel is. So lots and lots of injuries, but really, you look at the squad depth of the side and you think, when will they start bringing players in? How can we be sitting there every single week bringing up under 20 players to try and play? Are we going to do that during the United Rugby Championship? We can't go to United Rugby Championship with a bunch of 20-year-olds. It's not fair on them. But a very, very exciting player on the bench for the Lions in Henko van Wyk, probably borderline one of the best under 20 players in the country. And it's a penalty for the Lions on the side of Steve Satole. So he finally gets reward for the work he's been doing. He was penalized early despite having some decent go forward. Yeah, you can see it was a nice hit down Steve Satole, and Honest could see it go straight down under the pressure. Wins a penalty from Steve. Very, very nicely played. I've got so much time for Steve Satole. Probably one of the most improved players in this line setup over the last couple of years. All right, so we're over the 40-minute mark. So the Lions will have a nice, decent kick there, by the way, from inside the half up onto the 22. So look, if the Lions can find a way to score a try here, they can go into the half time with either a 1-point deficit or even a 1-point lead. Let's be fair, every team in the tournament has been poor going up north. We're going to get bullied. Yeah, it hasn't been a particularly good display from all the teams. The Bulls getting beaten by the Sharks on Friday wasn't a great game. We've seen the Western Province had some really poor games. You've seen the Sharks have some bad performances as well. It's another penalty for the Lions off the back of the Moor, so they'll be able to kick this even further towards the try line. So this could actually be quite a nice result for the Lions. Also, the time on Sangweni is up, so I'm not sure if they'll allow him back on. Yep, there he is. So back to a full contingent of the Lions, just in time for the final line-out. Right, so they don't get quite to the 5 meter, but they've gained an extra sort of 10 meters. Big moment here. Come on, chaps. The Lions can get a result this game. It'll be very impressive given this team that they put out. They go to the back. It's straight over the top. Who's alive to it? It's Renner Fortain who's alive to it. So the Lions have butchered that. Why go to the back? Why? Why complicate things when you need it? Now Porkita takes it up. The Cheetahs looking to try and keep this alive. Pinot goes to Fortain. Fortain cuts inside. Squeezes a bit of space. He's wrapped up by Ruan Strowley. So the Cheetahs are not done for this half either. Masuku now weighs up his options. Cheetahs will find themselves towards the halfway line. And Clayton Lomiki decides that's a very strange kick. I'm just going to pump it downfield. Does anybody else not know that it's half time? Fred Zedinger says, thank you very much. We'll go in and we'll get oranges. Right, so end of the first half. The score in Bloemfontein, 23 points to 17. Quite a high-scoring game, and I think we've got tries left out there. The Lions going down by sort of 15 points early on and then fighting down brilliantly, but that yellow card to Sangweni really did allow the Cheetahs to come back in, score quite a few points afterwards. So, yeah, it could go either way. It could go either way. Do or die really for the Lions. In many ways, also do and die for the Cheetahs, who, if they don't get the right result, can also be having could face quite an uphill battle to try and qualify for the semi-finals. At the end of the day, the biggest winners from if the Lions lose will probably be the Griquas. But all to play for in the second half. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are 44 people away from 5,000. Sorry, we're 34 people away from 5,500 subscribers. So feel free to try and help us get there. And I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Right, and we're back. The players are back on the field, and kickoff will be underway very shortly in the second half. The Lions trailing the Cheetahs 23 points to 17. They will be playing left to right. The Cheetahs will get us back underway. They'll be playing right. Oh, sorry. The Lions are playing right to left. Cheetahs are playing left to right for this half. The clock is on. Cape Blommetjies will get us underway for the second half. Go tight towards the touchline. It's well done by Stian Pino under a bit of pressure there. The Lions are back to a full contingent. We'll see Sangweni coming back onto the park after his yellow card cost him a couple of points, so he'll have a lot to try and make up for. And Warner will go for the box kick early on to try and gain a bit of territory. Doesn't find touch, bounces up for Cape Blommetjies. He then goes to Renaud Forte in the middle. Now, what can he try and conjure up? Sees a bit of space, but it's quickly closed up. Pokameda picks up and goes, getting the offload away to Ruan Pino. That offload game, fantastic turnover on the ground from Manuel Chituka. And Sibilani now on the counter-attack. Big hit on him from Jacques Porkita. Really good stuff on the ground there from Manuel Chituka. The Cheetahs offload game has been fantastic so far. And it really has been what's getting them. That's that continuity that they have every single time. That's got to be from the side. Right, the Lions not kicking just yet. Going to Fred Zelinger. Fred Zelinger sucks in one. Gives a hospital pass to Burger Undan. Has put the Lions under a bit of pressure, but some good support there. I think it's on Ruan Strali has kept the ball. Not quite sure why they're keeping the ball in hand in the 22. And Warner now will go back to use the box kick. Can't find touch. They've lost it to 22. So it's a big chase from Stian Pino, who's trying to get away from Malcolm Yar. Once again goes to Fortain. Now he goes to Masuku, puts his head down. Pino decides to go back towards the left. Fortain, not too many options. Quick off the line. Burger Oendal's over the ball, but misses it. Once again, going to the left. A couple of running their hands. Yar goes out to Aiden Davis. He has to cut inside. Runs into... And Ruben Schoolman conceding a penalty. Shock and blooming horror. On the ground. Not supporting his body weight is the call. And that is the Ruben Schoolman conundrum. Right, look at some of the comments. Sean Farrell says, I give the Lions credit for coming back from 15-0 down. Still allows you to sort out defense and have different attacking plans like plan A, B, 100%. I think the defense is probably the biggest issue. And Zerch Chan says, not that I'm a Cheetahs fan, but I want them to win. Don't want Lions going near to the Bulls. I don't think you have to worry too much about the Lions getting near to the Bulls. Quite far away from that. Right, so the Cheetahs are got a nice early attacking option here. I mean, a try here, and suddenly it's a lot of work to do for the Lions. So they've called for a reset there. It's interesting because I think that on the weekend we saw a lot of short on penalties at Lion time when the numbers were issue or if they were closing the gap or anything like that. But a reset there from Oos van der Westhuizen. And that's not when they score, they're straight to the line. And Ruan Strali has burst off with it. That's a horrible moment. That's a big hit on him and Malcolm Yar. So Ruan Strali has got himself up to the 10-meter line. Pressure there from Jordan Hendrickson. So the pass doesn't go to hand. And Ruan Dre is busy mopping up. Gets driven back, but it's available for Warner. So that's a fantastic pass from him. Now Fred Zelinger chips ahead for Rasmus Kleiner. Ruan Pino under pressure has to walk it out. Very, very good exit play there from the Lions there. There's a horrible lineup from the Cheetahs. Why was Sharks game cancelled? Because of COVID case within the Sharks camp, so they have forfeited that game, and the Pumas have been given a 4-point default 0-0 victory, which all sounds a bit weird, but basically they get 4 log points, but the scoreline will read as 0-0, so that won't change their points difference. So what's happening with World Rugby? Are we going to talk about that at 9:30? We're talking about the rule changes, talking about their situation with Rassie Erasmus and quite a few things developing in their World Rugby. So that's what we're going to be live for later. And Ruan Strali, it looks like that very vital contribution from there was his last. Not looking too happy. I think that's him going off. Nee, ek kan nie Afrikaans praat nie. I really can't. It was the worst mark I had in high school. So don't even ask me to try and speak Afrikaans. I really can't. Right, so he is off, is Charlie. So Travis Gordon, the youngster, comes on. Not that Charlie's particularly old. I think it's his third game now for the Lions. Is Travis Gordon? He scored a try actually. I think in his debut. Losing effort. I think it was against the Griquas. So an early sub there from the Lions. John Shaw didn't have the worst game. At eighth man there. Good line win there from Gordon first up. Berger Urdendal getting over the advantage line. Lions up to the 10-meter line. Quick defense, quick. The Lions very quick up here from the Cheetahs, and similarly trying to read that going over the top, and it's knocked on from David Brits there. Not entirely sure it wasn't a deliberate knockdown. Yeah, there it is. Actually, it's not a knock on a bar with a penalty for the Lions. Why can't you not natives from South Africa? Well, I'm South African English. I'm in. So we do exist. There are 11 official languages. So I speak the one and I semi-speak the other. But my family's not Afrikaans. Afrikaans goes back. I mean, back over the years, there's Afrikaans in my family, but we're very much English heritage. So yeah, there's no clear attempt to catch the ball there. So the Lions are inside the 22 with a nice attacking option here. Now the big thing is Vakavasaki needs to find his blooming man. Once again going to the back. This time it's another good line win there from Travis Gordon. The ball's been left behind though. And Steon Pino, I think, picked up and go. The camera's lost it a little bit there. Good go forward ball here. Now Similani steps away from one steps away from another, gets wrapped up, and he's very isolated, but gets the ball out. And it's advantage. There we go, playing the ball on the ground there. So it's another penalty for the Lions. I reckon they might tap and go here on the 5-meter. Yeah, I think we're going to go for tap and go. Going for the poles. No, that's the wrong decision here, chaps. That's the wrong decision. Are you going to finish the game? We're going to call it early 9:30. Well, yeah, no, the game will be finished by then. It's only 8 o'clock now, so we've got 40 minutes to go. So the plan is to finish up here, grab something quickly to eat, and then we'll go live again at 9:30. So right in front, Jordan Henderson will add the 3, and the Lions will draw within 1 try, I suppose, is the thinking. But with 2 penalties in the red zone there, I would have been quite tempted to have continued going there and try and force a yellow card ourselves. Steven Pono is so powerful. Yeah, I mean, it's why he sort of works, isn't it? He's not the fastest person over there, but he's got massive thighs and a very low center of gravity. So he's a very useful player. Blommetjies goes quite deep. It's Fred Zeilinger. Oh, that's brilliantly timed for Malcolm Yard. It's a big hit on him, but to very little effect as the Lions have it available. It's touch there from Andre Warner. So all players are on side there. It hasn't found touch those Warners. From 10 wickets, he's found a bit of a half gap. Goes wide. Only slipped has Jordan Hendrickson. So Rasmus Kleiner is coming back. And Hendrickson is eventually there. But Ritz has gone up to almost the 5-meter line. It's not a great pass there from Pienaar. Knocked backwards there from Bernardo. Right. Blommetjies now hitting the line of pace. And he got it straight to Sangweni. Right. Now has he got the pace? He needs support here to Sangweni. Ball in one hand. He's trying to find a run to Travis Gordon. Has he got the pace? Blommetjies is with him. He'll go to Steon Pienaar. We'll go over. There it is. Bonus points in the lead. Thank you very much. Well, Sangweni needs to make amends, and he did. Found the intercept there with Blommetjies under a bit of pressure there. Managed to hang on. I mean, it gives me so much anxiety. Busy running with ball in one hand, but like holding it like this, like a blooming football. So it's Blommetjies here, who then sort of, he's about to run into a player, then decides not to, pops it up. Sangweni reads it. He's trying to find a runner because he doesn't have the pace. Gives it to Travis Gordon, who himself doesn't know has the pace, so he gives it to Steon Pienaar. No issues there. All the way. Clayton Blommetjies is eventually back, but far, far too late. 25 points to the Lions with a kick to come in the lead. Bonus point in the bank. So that's a big moment. Now they just need to get the win. Do Lions need bonus point or just to win? Well, we need any point you can take at the moment. If we look at the Currie Cup log, I'll go find it now. No issues there with the conversion. So the Lions scoring all the points from the second half. And you can see St. Granny, the first thing that came into mind when he got the intercept was, I don't have the pace. He learned from the British and Irish Lions game and was trying to find someone to finish it off. So a couple of good offloads. So we look at the log at the moment. The Lions are sitting on 21 points. So a bonus point victory will take them to 26, which should actually make them level with the Griquas. So they'll actually go into third, with the Western Province having a game in hand. Although I don't think this has had the updated from the Pumas. I'm not entirely sure this is updated from the Pumas. The penalty there from the Lions off the kickoff. So if it hasn't been updated, then the Pumas go to 28 points. So then the Lions will be tied third with the worst points difference than Griquas. So they'll technically probably be fifth. But they'll overtake the Western Province, and they'll have 2 points on the Western Province if they can win this. That's a phenomenal kick from Jordan Hendricks. Goodness me. He's gone from 22 to 22 and put the Cheetahs right back under pressure. So, yeah, that's a big moment. That's what I'm saying. We talk about scoreboard pressure and log pressure in many points here from the Lions, because if they can get up to those sort of top 4 positions, then the Western Province know they can't really sort of stuff it up this weekend. The Lions are playing against the Bulls, so even if they can't get a win, if they can get 2 more points and the Western Province lose on the weekend, for example, suddenly they're under a bit of pressure there. The Bulls are currently top of the log with 34 points after today's win. 4 points ahead of the Sharks, who are on 30 and remain on 30. So I think that is with the Pumas points. So I think the Lions will go to tied third. So they'll be fourth on points difference if they can win this game here. They can score here. That'll go a long way to doing that. They've offloaded a couple of subs here from both sides. I'm seeing Andisa and Sila on. So the line win there from the Lions on the 22. Getting a bit of go forward ball from the Maul. The call comes in to use it once. Yakavasaki controlling it. He's already got one try from the Maul, but they do use it. It's behind Berger Odendahl from Andre Warner, so that's not great from him. Sniping a little bit as Warner, a little bit isolated. Support comes in, a couple of subs on. The ball's been left behind, but it has gone backwards. Ruan Dreyer just sort of takes it into contact. Now Hendricks reckons he finds a bit of gap. He's through. He needs to get the pass away. And Fred Zayling has knocked it on. So a couple of knock-ons. We'll go back there. So brilliant from Jordan Henshaw. He saw a gap, got through it, and is desperately trying to get the offload away to Fred Zaylinger. And if he does, it's try time. And Fred Zaylinger, the pass went down to the bottom, and Fred Zaylinger couldn't pick it up off the deck, knocks it on. Well, here we go. At the scrum, and we're going to see Ruan Drag leave the field. Carly Sardi was on. Probably the Lions' best player at the moment on the pitch in terms of, or most important player in terms of the squad. For the Cheetahs, I also saw two new front rankers on. I think they've got 2 props on. So from Baker's on as well. So a couple of changes in the front row. So it should be quite interesting to see how the scrum goes. Big scrum for the Lions. You know, if they could have scored there, it would have been a big moment in the game. So I think it's just the one. It's so Lou van der Westhuizen is on, as is Henko van Wyk. So a new hooker and new prop for the Cheetahs, and for the Lions, just Carly Sardi has come on. Big scrum needed. Still a lot of time in the game. There is. I just like to try and open up a bit of a gap because the Cheetahs finished strong. Although Ruan Pino was talking about that's a huge scrum. Welcome, Carly Sardi. Surely that's a penalty. How is that not a penalty? Well, the Cheetahs are breaking here. I mean, they were practically almost over their own try line with so much pressure. That is a monster of a hit from Fred Zalinger. How he managed to stay in, I don't know. And Decent Cedar has come off the back there. That is brilliant from Fred Zalinger at fullback, who's played a lot better at fullback than he has at fly half. Chipping behind there from the Cheetahs, and this will bounce very, very favorably. But one white never on side, so it's a penalty to the Cheetahs. I don't know how this is not a penalty at scrum time. I do not know. The amount of pressure the Cheetahs were under. So it's Steve Satole, who was never on side. It's a really good kick from Siya Masuku, but wouldn't have had to put it into the line, so they go back for the penalty, and the Cheetahs, getting away from that scrum, will now have their own line on the 22 and a chance for them to try and go front. No, I think this is going to be a very, very close game. I think it's going to go both ways. I think the Chiefs take the lead. I think the Lions could hit back. Both teams look like they can score, and both teams look like they can concede. So, yeah, it's very, very difficult to call. You go to the front of the line out. Early shove here from the Lions, but now the shove comes in from the Cheetahs. Here comes the call to use it. They've been told to use it once. Now the rest of the team is piling in. It's going, they're going. This will be a try. And it's awarded. Massive, massive maul there from the Cheetahs. One of those mauls you just cannot stop. And the Cheetahs hit back. Well, it's a really good 2 minutes for the Cheetahs from being under all that pressure. And they managed to get themselves all the way down to 22. And it's a massive maul. It's Youth from the best days, and the replacement hooker who's just come on. Let's be fair, going to be Bulls and Sharks final again. To be honest, I mean, I think that Sharks side just hasn't played a lot of rugby, so I wouldn't be surprised if they might be going into a bit of debate. I mean, they've had 4 Currie Cup matches cancelled. They haven't played 4 matches, so they actually haven't played a lot of rugby lately. I agree, and Sharks will beat the Bulls. I think that every team's we've seen can have an off day in the moment. So I think the Bulls are probably the favourites at the moment. Bulls and Sharks are the 2 favourites, but I think at the moment we've seen the entire sort of Currie Cup that these teams are pretty inconsistent with the way they're playing. So we could have a surprise winner. Yes, I am a Lions fan, Kevin Taylor. Ruan Pienaar, that's straight down the middle. That's a really, really useful kick from Ruan Pienaar. So they'll open up a 3-point lead there. 57 points already in the game. We predicted a high-scoring affair in the first half, and it is definitely lived up to that expectation. But the big positive for the Lions was there was a massive scrum early on. So I think Carly Starley will have a big, big role to play in the latter stages. Right, and yeah, Cameron Dawson is taken off immediately after that scrum. So Queenie's on, as is Victor Sikaketa on for Renio Bernardo. Malcolm Yar off the kickoff is hunted down. No, outside 22, the Cheetahs. It's a nice big hit in Aiden Davis from Carly Sardi. I think that's Lunga Ngule who's on the field. I think it's his first Currie Cup game, actually. Zalinger going himself, not quite sure why, but I think he has a bit of support. Warner going there. Clayton Blommy Keys. He's got a bad habit of like tearing towards someone at the last minute, then suddenly slipping in and popping inside. But this time, Malcolm Yar is there and reads it better. Forte now going through the hands. Oh, it's a horrible pass to Masuku. A couple of wayward passes from the Cheetahs. Eventually, they go to the boot, so Fred Zalinger will come and clean up. Oh, he bursts through the middle to Zalinger, then gets away to Andre Warner. He's a little bit isolated. And they've turned it over, has Masuku, so that's not great from Fred Zalinger, who did so well, and then gave it to Andre Warner under pressure. The Cheetahs have turned this over on the 22. And that's been knocked on. So it's been knocked. Turnover ball here from the Lions. Now what can they do? Similani on the ball. He's got a lot of players ahead of him trying to get players free. Andre Warner runs a good line. And he's got the offload away to Manuel Chatuka. Lines up to the 50-meter. Hendricks had a bit of pressure there. Very, very messy at the moment. Not much structure to it. Warner goes back to Similani, who goes to Fred Zelinger. Fred Zelinger throws the pass out wide. It bounces to McClanahan. He's going to have to either go on the outside. He does go on the outside. McClanahan, has he got the pace? He's got Burger Windell inside. Come on. Try time for the Lions. Well, it's been a messy game, and that's a messy try. Not too much structure. They go out wide. Even then, it was a bit sort of stagnant. And it's a bounce on the ball. And McClanahan then looks ahead. Doesn't see too many players. Decides to crack on the pace. Gets around a couple of players. Burger Windell on the inside there for support. It's just so easy. I mean, the pass out wide, goes straight over Sangweni, bounces once to McClanahan, who then decides to track on the pace, gets away from one, sucks in Clayton Blomikis, boom, inside ball to Burger Windell. He doesn't even get touched. As I said, this game is going to ebb and flow all day. 32 points to 30 with the kick to come. They just beat the Greeks by 26 points. Informed Greekos team, so Bulls are not doing bad at all. Yeah, but I just think it's a case of which side pitches up, because they beat the Greekos and the Greekos beat the Sharks and the Sharks beat the Bulls. So it all comes down to how you perform on the day, because I think all these sides have had some really good days and some really bad days. I mean, that Greekos side beat the Sharks by a bonus point with 5 yellow cards, and a week later gets beaten by the Lions. That Shark side, which couldn't beat the Greekos despite all those yellow cards, then went to beat the Bulls. So we really have seen a competition where results have gone both ways. Hemster goes down the middle, 34 points to 30, 22 minutes to go. And McClanahan there, just so much pace. The second time we've seen the blistering pace he has. Really playing some good rugby at the moment is McClanahan. Turning to be quite a nice addition to the side. Playing against his former side, of course. So both sides the bonus point at the moment. And the Lions, a bit like the Greekos game, are ahead, but it's whether they can hang on, whether they're going to be able to defend for the next 22 minutes. It's almost a case of they have to keep scoring because they just can't defend and they can't sort of see out a game with the way things are currently going. Henderson goes to the boot, does find touch this time. It's a much better touch finder for him, but the Cheetahs do take it quickly. Trying to go from the left to right of the Cheetahs. And Brits has gone straight down the middle there. Nobody even touched him there. Gets the ball away from Ruan Pienaar. Ruan Pienaar gets away. He needs support. He needs support. He needs support. It eventually comes a 2-on-1. And Malcolm Yar's gone through the middle. This is what I'm saying. The defenses from both of these sides are absolutely horrendous. The Cheetahs have it back. It probably won't be the last try. This is such poor defensive work from both sides. They've just waltzed their way over. It's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I mean, there, boom, one time. Cheers, Similani. Cheers. I think it's Ngube, the new Lockhart. Trying to scramble defense, waiting for supporters. Pienaar, who then goes to Josti. He's got a man on the outside. But it's like, I mean, when they score these tries, people aren't even touching each other. It's every single time they go wide. Both teams, they find the space. The defensive structures are just non-existent. Bulls are a retirement home team. Yeah, but the Sharks released their strongest team against Bulls, plus Bulls had young players on bench, plus Durban is a horrible place to play. Well, I mean, the Greekos didn't have too much of an issue playing at Kings Park. The funny thing, also the thing that you have to factor in is the fact that COVID is becoming an issue again. You know, the Lions losing 3 players today, the Sharks having to cancel that game. That's another good kick from Ruan Pienaar. 37 points, 34. So, I mean, that also sort of plays into it. You know, what side can you put up on the day itself? See, missed tackle 1. straight. I mean, it's just the defending today. I'd love to go look at all the missed tackles on both sides because it's been so amateur. Well, it's the messy take, but it's eventually brought down by Davis. It's a nice big hit on him, though. So inside the 22, PJ Boert is on for the Lions. This game feels very long, only 60 minutes, probably because we've seen, I think, 10 tries so far. 5 tries at each. So once again, she is very, very sort of structured. A couple of phases. They go to Blommetjies and once again find touch on the right-hand side. So Lions are having to put it in the line. They trail by 3 and just not able to put this game away on either side, really. And Ross Cornier is on for Andre Warner. Solid line there. And Sari bashing up in the midfield. Tell you what, advantage there for side, I think, against Cheetahs. I wouldn't mind seeing Jordan Hendrickson, Nathan Mabeth in the field as well. Fred Zalinger, Parsons go to Hansel, go back for the penalty. I wouldn't mind seeing Jordan Hendrickson putting a little tip over the top. This Cheetahs side is up so quickly. Right, so it's literally on the halfway line. So Hendrickson, who's kicked really well for touch so far today, will try and find another big touch finder. And he doesn't find touch. It would have been a great touch finder, but he doesn't find touch. And Clayton Blommetjies will keep this in. He's outside the 22, so he pumps it straight down the middle. That's another mistake from Hendrickson. He's kicked really well today at times. And that's really frustrating. You know, I'm all for trying to find a decent touch finder, but after going all the way, if he had just gone, sacrificed a couple of meters, he could have found touch. So that's really frustrating. Because that was a massive moment. You kick that into the corner, not even the corner, towards, you know, the 22. Make sure you find touch. So number one rule is make sure you find touch. And it was going to find touch, and it was going to be a really good touch finder, but it was competitive. And Clayton Blommetjies did, well, I think it was actually Craig Barry who kept it in. Coaching staff, poor. Are you doing player ratings after the game? No, I don't do player ratings for the Currie Cup. Only do it for the Springbok games at this stage. We'll maybe try and sort of factor that in at a later stage when we've got some more people and stuff. Blommetjies clipping over the top after the line out, and he's kicked that straight into touch as Blommetjies. So that's another mistake. So mistake after mistake at the moment. And after a mistake from the Lions, now a mistake from the Blommetjies to allow the Lions to line back inside Cheetahs territory. Right, 16 minutes for the Lions to try and find something here. If they don't win today, that could be their Currie Cup campaign done and dusted. It's another win for Travis Gordon. Ross Cornier. Not the best ball to Jordan Henderson. He's a little bit isolated, but does well to keep rolling. And it's a really good turnover on the ground, but it's been a counter turnover from Ross Cornier. So 2 turnovers on the ground there. It's available from the Lions eventually. Quite messy in the breakdown. Fred Zalinger dabs it ahead for Russ McClarner. Will it sit up inside? Russ McClarner. There we go. Fred Zalinger. Well, I'll tell you what. Keep him at fullback because he's been horrendous for the Lions at fly half. But fullback becoming a bit of a revelation. And him and Russ McClarner are having the time of their lives. Well, that's really good work. And I've been saying it. I've been saying that the Cheetahs have been coming up quickly. And I said that I would like to have seen Jordan Henderson maybe chip over the top. But Fred Zelling went to the boot, grab it in behind. There was so much space in behind. But McClana had all the time in the world to wait for it, bounces up. Cheers, thank you. Inside. He's had so much pace today as McClana. He's been on a whole different level from everybody else. Second try of the day. Him and Fred Zelling are busy fighting out for man of the match. And Jordan Henderson once again will add the 2 extras. But the question is, can the Lions hold on to this? I mean, it's gone from one to another to another. I mean, I think this is the 11th try of the game. Perfect little bounce of the ball, and then the inside ball completely taking Clayton Blommetjies out of it. Sean Ferris says, ways for the Lions to improve: 1 stronger defense, 2 more players, 3 add a new coach to the team. It's only my opinion. Yeah, I think a lot of people are calling for a new coaching staff. I just want, or just a defense coach. We just need surely someone can come in and sort our defense out. Steon Pienaar, get under the high ball there. Because the attack, I mean, when you're scoring, they scored a lot of points this tournament. Fred Zelinger doesn't find touch, gets up to the halfway line. So this is where the Cheetahs have been quite dangerous. Forte cuts inside, gets away from 1. The first time tackling from the Lions has been pretty poor today. And I think there's Lunga and Glube who's come on and struggled quite a bit so far in his first game. Travis Gordon trying to win on the ground. Pienaar bringing Clayton Blommetjies into it. Never released it, Nathan. That was so poor from it. You see, this is the problem. This is what the Lions keep doing. You get in the lead, you can see the penalty, that kick to the corner, and once again, they're on the front foot. That is such amateur hour. And you can see Nathan McBeth, the tackle assistant, he just never, ever releases. And he had time. He could have released and had another go at it. So they've allowed the Cheetahs once again on the front foot. There's been 9 changes to the lead so far this game. That's how tight this game has been. They go to Sekete at the back. It's a bit of a messy line. It comes straight down, and they burst off it, but it's been... Well, I thought it had been held up, but the try has been awarded. So once again, thanks Nathan McBeth. I mean, 83 points. 83 points scored today, and it's not even the 70th minute. This is blooming ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. James saying, Zellinger's best game in the line show to date. Yeah, probably, I think so. The Currie Cup is frustrating. It's one of those. We won't remember this Currie Cup well, and if we do, probably for the wrong reasons. So many games being called off, injuries, and players not being able to play and stuff like that. But from a United Rugby Championship point of view, it's very important that we have these games. Right, so the 10th lead change of the game. Can the Lions strike back in the last 10 minutes? Kevin Taylor said, better than the Cheetahs, but this is painful. It's just nobody wants to defend. Henderson going deep. Well, there's 10 minutes to play, which in this game could mean that, there could still be like 4 tries in it. But, I enjoy high-scoring games, but you need to deserve the high-scoring part of it. Whereas this has just been, for the Cheetahs, line out, try. Go to the line, try. For the Lions, broken play, Russ McClana, try. It's been so easy for both sides to score points, and that's not enjoyable, Henderson, once again, burst through the middle. Russ McClana, he's come straight in back inside. That was not the great pass from Henderson, but the Lions are back inside the 22. Come on, man. And I think it's an advantage there. Yeah, advantage being played there from Maurice van der Westhuizen. That's another penalty for the Lions. Didn't roll. So once again, very, very easy for Henderson just to burst through the middle there. Probably butchered the pass there to McLaren. Didn't really draw anybody in. But it's just been try after try, and it's just far, far too easy. The defense staff should be embarrassed on both sides, 100%. So let me check the scoreboard. It is 44-41. It's just so easy. It's like nobody wants to tackle today. McLaren actually does well to hold on to this. It's not a great pass inside ball from Hendrickson. Right. Big moment for the Lions. They're on the 5-meter line. And with 8 minutes to go, you're starting to think that surely now, if you start taking the lead now, can you hang on? But it's been a display of absolute horrendous defending. Right, so another reset chair at the line time. Kevin says, come on, Lions. Sean Ferris, I'm a Leinster fan. I want the SA team to succeed in the North. I just hope it gives Leinster a good test. It's needed for not just Leinster, but the Irish sides. Yeah, I think we'll get there. I think that we will provide a test. It just might take a bit of time to adapt to conditions and stuff. But I reckon we'll get there. PJ Buerta bursts out the back, so it's not a great move. It's available for the Lions, though. And it's been turned over. They've lost it forward. And once again, will also probably be a try. The rate is going. Cheetahs have turned this over and are bursting ahead. Well, comes off the boot from Rumpia, and it's a knock on there. I think Fred's adding a one on the ground, but it's a knock on. So Lions not being composed enough from the set piece, are all the way back at the halfway line. Now I have a scrum now from the Cheetahs. Well, here we go. Well, yeah, it's quite an exciting addition. Van Veek comes onto the park. He's a centre. He's come on for Stian Pienaar, but I want to imagine he'll go into the centres and Similani will go onto the wing. I'm not convinced he actually knocks it on. Feels Cheetahs is just their day. This game is awful, terrible defense. It's not even terrible defense, just no defense. This needs to prove ahead of next month URC 100%. Time is off. So I've actually changed. We're gonna go live at 9 o'clock for the live show for tonight. You don't have to go anywhere though. So we will literally this will take you straight to that that show. I'm going to be chatting about the state of world rugby, the charges against Rassie Erasmus, the law changes, and we'll also have a look at the we'll pretty much look at and we'll also look at the box squad for this weekend. That's another massive scrum from the Lions. Shirley, thank you, penalty to the Lions. Carly Sardi has come on and been absolutely immense at tight end. He had a huge scrum earlier on, which I don't know how he didn't get penalised. And him and Nathan Macbeth, the Cheetahs are still on the floor. So they've kept themselves in it. 3 points is the margin. 6 minutes. We'll go for the line. I don't think we'll go for polls. So it looks like it's Henko van Veek on the wing, which I'm not really a fan of. He's such a good centre. I would have probably preferred to have put Similani on the wing, although you don't want to have Similani on the wing. Yeah, nice problems to have. This is just immense. It's Nathan Macbeth as well. Nathan Macbeth and Carly Sardi just absolutely decimating that Cheetahs front row. Well, running out of time here. PJ Buerta, he doesn't throw particularly well. Just go to the front, chaps. Goes to Schoolman. Solid win. He's gone through the middle here. There's penalty advantage there. So they'll be able to get themselves close to the line. I was about to say, we had Cheetahs players on the wrong sides, and the Lions need to try. They must aim for a win, not a draw. Yeah, I don't think there's any point going for the draw. It's... Right. About 10 meters out are the Lions. They've got 4.5 minutes. So they score here. You've got to think that that could be the winning try, but they've got to stay composed. Once again, Scoomer at the front of the line. Once again, he's played early. Ref, surely. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he'd come down before he's being pushed there. So I'm not convinced there was. Travis Gordon burst through. Travis Gordon up to the 5 meter. And they've yards an advantage for taking out Ross Currie. Knock on in the tackle. I'm not convinced on. So it's another scrum here for the Lions. Well, that's not a bad result, actually, on the 5 meter. Ross Currie guilty of being a little bit slow. I thought it was almost offside there. He's literally, I mean... Right, so scrum time. 4 minutes left. I mean, the Lions have had 2 massive scrums so far this half. So if they can get they can get a couple of big ones in, this could be a penalty try. So for the Cheetahs, if there's ever a time for them to front up, it will be now. For the Lions, if there's ever a time to win a couple of scrum penalties, now is the time here, chaps. Some big scrums needed. A penalty try is exactly what the Lions need. Come on. Well, it's very solid, very solid. The Lions still trying to go over it. They want to try and get momentum. Yeah, we've got an advantage. Ross Currie goes. And it's a penalty. Jacob Beck gets a bit of a face full, but it's a penalty. 17's on his knees there. Go for another scrum. You go for another scrum, chaps. You've won. You've dominated all 3 scrums. Ref is a bit dodgy. Yeah, look, when is there ever not a couple of question marks regarding... They're going to have a shot at goal here. I'm not sure this is the right call. This is not the right call. A draw means absolutely nothing for the Lions. 3 points. 3 points if you get a draw. Well, 4 points. No, this is 3 points. So 2 points for the draw and a bonus point. I'm not sure this is the right call at all. Go for the scrum. Why would you not go for the scrum? You've won the last 2 scrum penalties. I keep saying this about the Lions. Their decision-making when it comes to the big moments is so poor. That, for me, is the wrong decision. You've won 2 scrum penalties. You know, they've just won a scrum penalty there. You go again. If they could see another penalty, they're pretty much 1 penalty away from a penalty try. So now you've got a minute and a half, and you have to get all the way back to their side of the field. Now, if you stuff it up, they can go and win this. Where you could run down time, that's such a poor decision, in my opinion. Right, so Sangweni under the restart. Now, the Lions can't afford to lose this ball. They've got 1.5 minutes to try and get themselves back into Cheetahs territory, so they can't kick it or anything. Well, our goal coach needs to be fired. Hendrick said that's around the neck, referee. They did release him. I think it was the call there. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty for high tackle. Snyman. Oh, ball out to the top to Henko van Veek, the outside centre. He cuts inside, gets away from one, runs into Duran Pino. He's still going. It's a nice leg drive from the youngster. But the Lions have got a long way to go in this minute. Oh, plans for the tackle. Fred Zailing is inside. Needs to support. Almost up to the halfway line. Ross Currie goes to PJ Buerta. Rush defense from Cheetahs. Fred Zailing shows and goes. Right, composure needed. Cornelius spots a bit of space, goes himself, can't get the offload away. Fred Zanninger fills in at scrum half. Berger Odendahl. But time is up. And he knocks it on. You idiots. Well, now the Cheetahs are trying to counter-attack. They also won a victory. Well, they've got space out here, the Cheetahs. If the Lions loses, I will do my absolute flippin' nut. Right, Heckhoff and Bake makes tackle. He's over. He's got hands on the ball. No. You see, now, as I said, go for the scrum. You wouldn't have been in this position now. The Lions are busy. And they've knocked it forward, have the Cheetahs. There it is. A draw. What was the point? You sacrificed 2 points for 1. You'd already scored 2 points. The chance, they weren't going to get more than 7 points away from you, even if you lost. But you went for the draw because you were too scared to go for the victory. That is terrible. That is disgusting, in fact. I cannot understand that call. I cannot understand. With a scrum penalty right there. Literally with scrum penalty, line out, penalty from the line out, knock on. Scrum penalty, let's go for the poles. What changed? We had 2 penalties when we went to the line. And then you decide, no, we're going to go for the thing. So we made the safe call to get 1 more point. We would have gotten 2 points. That was a given, basically, you know. With all that time, unless Cheetahs would have scored a converted try, we would have probably gotten 2 points out of the game, even if we had lost. But no, you go for the poles to get 1 point. Am I missing something here? Why did we do that? I just don't understand why we did that. I haven't even updated my scoreboard. It's 44-44. Sorry if you're wondering how it's a draw and yet we think, but I just don't understand the decision making there. What was the point of all that? We sacrificed 2 to get 1. 5 points puts us in 3rd place. I mean, this puts us where? 24 points. This puts us tied 4th. A win, because it would have been a bonus point win, would have put us tied 3rd. I can't understand it. I cannot understand it. You might as well have lost. Anyway, thank you very much for jumping on. I'm just bewildered by that decision making, to be honest. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We're 27 people away from 5,500, which would be really, really cool. So if you haven't subscribed, then please do. I'll see you guys in 15 minutes. We'll be going live for the our new show. So come and hang out with me for there. But just down this link and it'll go straight there. Thank you very much for watching. Keep safe. I'll chat to you guys soon.